Hello, and welcome to the BlockSolid podcast. I'd like to welcome Nicole Bremner. So, Nicole, you have certainly taken a roundabout way to get to where you are today. Were all the stages in your career connected with one leading to another, or did you have to start over each time and reinvent yourself?
Yeah, no, it's very much start over and reinvent myself.
While you were reinventing yourself, how do you choose the new industry? Is it passion-driven or is it trend-driven?
Probably passion-driven.
And I wanted to ask you how you got into startups. Did you have a startup of your own?
Yeah, I kind of dabbled in a startup in 2005 to 2009. And it was an online fashion retailer for British designers that before the time of social media. So it was really an interesting time to market because the only thing you had at that time was newsletter marketing.
So if you could choose one area of real estate, either commercial, hospitality, residential, to invest in right now, what would it be?
I know this is going to be a very pedestrian answer, but I would stick with residential.
All right. In terms of the UK market in general, everybody's talking about Brexit and housing prices, how they're influenced as a result. Do you have any sort of direction? Are you with those that say that the prices eventually will go up, or what do you think? How is Brexit going to influence the market?
Yeah, it's a really tough one. I think what will be more influential on that is the tax increases that are coming in on foreign buyers from this year. And that has caused a run on prices. So prices in the UK were up. This is residential. We're up 7.4% last year. And that's across the UK as a whole.
What about prop tech? Have you seen anything interesting in property technologies?
The next decade is going to be about augmented reality and how that is incorporated into our property journey. And already we're seeing this.
Absolutely. Yeah, I love augmented reality and in general in real estate. I think as people are starting to enter the global real estate market and they want to buy something, they want to know how it feels to be there. So absolutely, I think that's a great tool that is even useful for us at SolidBlock as we enable people to invest in real estate globally by buying a fraction of a property. So what is the Nicole Bremner podcast about and what's the new one about?
My podcast is just about having conversations with really interesting people and talking about the journey that's got them to where they are and what makes them so passionate about that, and particularly looking at setbacks they might have had and how they've rebounded from those setbacks and got themselves into a position now. Now, the podcast that is coming, I can't say too much except that I feel that all podcasts seem to be looking at young people and celebrating youth. And what I wanted to do is go back to our older generations and dig deep within the wealth of knowledge and just insight that they have. I'm realizing that the older I get, the less I know. And yet that has some power and some wisdom, value.
How do you decide on which startup to invest and how do you do due diligence?
It's mostly about the people. And I think everyone says that when they're asked this question. But yeah, for me, it is about the people and also about how frugally they want to start out. I think that property people tend to be too evangelical about property investment and forget about other asset classes. And yeah, cryptocurrency, that's an asset class. And investing in startups, again, with any money that you're prepared to lose is also an investment strategy. So I think that I just want to be a bit broader with my strategy and look at the portfolio and making sure it's balanced so that it fits within this lifestyle of sailing and exploring and just living a life with a bit more purpose, helping out where we can.
Is there some methodology you can recommend to be successful?
Yeah, I think the recommendation I'm going to give is also probably a little cautionary as well, because what I'm very good at, but it's also my flaw, is outsourcing. I'm very good at outsourcing.
Thank you so much for coming on and joining me on the BlockSolid podcast.